Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Ash. If you want to see how I get this beat down look on the face in depth, then just keep watching. Usually as a base, as a primer, whatever you want to call it, I use Black Girl Sunscreen and just my normal skincare. That's pretty much what I do. I've had that on all day and that's what gives me like this glow. Right now I'm gonna put on my Caudalie, which is a grape water mist. One, I've got some congestion in this area. Two, I love this for everything, for a refresher, for a glow, for a breakout, for soothing, moisturizing. That it's an antioxidant, it's sensitive, skin friendly. That stuff is law, okay? Now, typically it just depends on your skin type. Me, I think I have combination skin at this point. Not really sure. But I know I used to be an oily girl. I know I look oily right now, but again, I've had this on all day. And this has almond oil in it, I believe. But I purposely have that look. So if you're more of a matte girl, you may want to go ahead and do the setting powder before you do your actual foundation. Jackie Aina has that type of foundation routine, so you may want to check her. For me and my skin type and the look that I like, it's more of a healthy, breathable, yet beat semi-matte look. So I use the Rare Beauty foundation. And this is in the shade 410 Neutral, okay? So this, I just swipe, swipe, swipe. My skin really needs a facial so bad, you guys. Like, I'm switching my diet and I'm trying to get better. Pray for my skin because my skin be doing good. Again, I like to let my liquids sit. I like to let them do their magic, do their thing. That gives me the most coverage and the most workability. So I'm gonna let this sit for a minute and then I'll come back and I'll show you the process of blending it out. Okay, girl, next step. So what I've been loving lately is taking, this set of brushes came from like Amazon. But they're so cute. But is it this one? A brush like this, like a dome brush. It's slightly slanted, but I don't care about that. I love the domeness and the way that the bristles are tightly packed. That's my favorite part about it because the foundation doesn't move around a whole lot. It goes like, I have more control. And then this one is a flat kabuki brush. Is this kabuki? Whoa, it's been a long time since I talked brushes. I think this is a flat kabuki. I cannot remember right now, but this is a flatter one. So this is, you see? All right, so either or. So you see how I'm just like pretty much like beating my face. So in the areas where I have more to cover, I really focus it there. So starting in the center and moving it like where you want it to go. Same thing here. And always bring it, you know, it depends on what you're wearing, but you can just take the remainder. Like, this brush gives you so much control. You do not have to work hard with a brush like this because it does the work for you. Now the forehead is a little different, but just be careful and watch your brows. Just beat it and also swipe it. And then when it comes to your baby hairs, try to avoid getting makeup in your baby hairs because that's just going to tear you up when it comes to pictures. So you can do circular motions, outward, inward. Literally done. Now you will see girls that use their beauty blenders, their damp beauty blenders. It just really depends on what kind of mood I'm in. So like I said, I have some congestion in my skin. So I'm just going to go over certain areas that why do I not have my lights on? That I feel are not covered. But see, the thing about it is, that's why I love this foundation and these brushes and this whole letting it sit type of situation, because it really gives you the control, the coverage. You don't have to have on a whole lot of makeup but you look totally beat. Actually, while I'm waiting for that to do what it's gonna do, I'm gonna take my Fenty Beauty Bright Fix eye brightener. This is in the shade Almond Butter 12, and I'm going to put that. I have some Aquaphor on my hands because I'm just gonna take my ring finger and put just a little bit of this. Some people I see use this, and in my opinion they use way too freaking much. If anything, you can layer this, so put on a thin layer at first and then go back if you need to. But we're also gonna go in with some under eye concealer, so you really just gauge your makeup according to you and how you want your finished look to be, the activities you're gonna be doing, and pretty much like that. You can take, you know, and do certain things that you see other people do, but if you don't know why they're doing it, sometimes it may not work for you. So that's one thing to keep in mind when you're doing your makeup. And also another thing is that sometimes when you go a long period of time without doing your makeup's going to come out shitty the next time you do it, no matter how many years of experience you have. Also, even if you do your makeup every single day, your makeup can still come out shitty one day, because who knows, that's just the way it goes. So I love to always switch up my products, find new products. I am a makeup lover, so that's, you know, 1 month this product might be working and it might be my holy grail. Next month it might not, you know what I mean? So that's that. And I'm just gonna take, like I said, you guys, and blend this out. Now, one thing about the Rare Beauty foundation, for me, it does transfer. Sometimes I will go in with the Rare Beauty foundation and then I will go in with the ColourPop. It depends on my mood. I'm not doing that today. I don't want to put on a whole lot of makeup today, like I said. But that ColourPop foundation is good. However, it is more of a glowy look and it also does transfer. So I don't know how to make it not transfer. As far as transfer, what I mean is, like, if you put your mask on, you will have a lot of makeup on your mask when you take it down. Even if you set, regardless, with the Rare Beauty, I may have some makeup on my mask, but it's not going to be anywhere near as much makeup on my mask as if I was just to wear the ColourPop foundation. So now when it comes to this eye brightener, I do blend it out with a damp beauty blender. This is an e.l.f. beauty blender. I love these. I love the shape. They're so, I don't know, they're so wiggly. I love them. And they get the job done quick. So this is not anything that has to be super precise. But one thing I love about that product by Fenty is that I love to wear it when I'm not wearing any other makeup. And it kind of just, it takes away your bags. It gives you that rejuvenated, put together look. So for concealer, I'm gonna go in with the Rare Beauty concealer in 370N. I love Rare Beauty. I love their packaging. Okay, so let's talk about the placement of the concealer. So I stole this from, can you see it? From just the internet. I don't know who came up with this, but I love this technique much better than the whole, you know what I mean? Because this just gives you the right amount of concealer. You'll see when I blend it out. And then I'm going to contour my nose. Little on the forehead, little on the chin. When I'm wearing my mask or I'm going somewhere, I don't bother with my chin. Like, it is what it is. Because that junk going to get messed up regardless. Like, the makeup always separates for me on my chin and right up in here. And if you notice, I don't even care about that, because when I do my lips, it's not gonna matter. So I'm gonna let the concealer sit and I will be back. All right, y'all, so we're about to go in and blend this out. So you can take the same sponge if you want and just flip it to the other side or whatever makes you comfortable. My sponges are barely even damp anymore, but just blend it out. So you see how you just fill in the area where, don't mind, I mean, there's naturally going to be a bag, but you know, makeup is not going to cover everything, to be honest. I'm going to get some filler. But anyways, this is just to make us look a little bit brighter. But the natural hollow of my face is there. Okay? And I think that's something that needs to be addressed, because I feel like people are really leaving women feeling like the filters, the fillers, all the fake stuff is, and not talking about it and not going in depth about it is what pisses me off, because I'm so open and I never want someone to feel like they're not as beautiful when we're not even playing on fair, even ground. You understand what I'm saying? Because you didn't have, what, $600, your look is not going to come out like mine, but I'm not forthcoming about the fact that I have a face full of fillers. I don't, but you know what I mean? Like, some stuff is, when it looks like, it's not everyone, but for some people that are so hush hush about the procedures that they get done, and then they come on and they put a dab of concealer on and blend it out and it looks amazing, and you're sitting there trying to do it at home and you're wondering why your face is not coming out like that. Girl, that's the fastest way to have your behind on somebody's couch. We gotta stop doing that. That is something I absolutely cannot stand, especially when you have an audience. Why aren't you being forthcoming about what you had done so that the women can achieve the same look that you have? But anyway, so I'm going in for a second round of concealer. I feel like the lighting is way too bright. I'm going in for a second round of concealer, so I'm gonna let this sit. Oh, sorry, I didn't tell you guys. Okay, so bringing it to the side of my nose, because I have a pretty wide nose. I don't focus OD on it. Like, I do it and I'm done with it. Like, the nose is not the biggest, like, focal point for me. Like, I blend my shit out on my nose and then I go on with my day. Like, I really don't go OD with the nose. Like, I don't need a Michael Jackson nose. I'm black. Like, I just do it because it pulls the look together, but I don't... It depends, but on a day-to-day, or I'm not spending 15-25 minutes on my nose. Alright, so, and if you do, you do, because there was a point when I was younger when I wanted a nose job, because I used to get teased about my nose when I was younger, but thank God that God showed me how to love my nose, because honey, now I do go in, with the Huda Beauty. This is the medium Tantour contour and bronzer cream, and I go in with this brush is not necessarily flat. I go in with any brush that I can find, I'll be honest with you, and then I just outline it, and then my favorite part about the nose contour, honestly, is the fact that this part right here that I do really accentuates my brows. I don't really care like that much about my nose contour. I like the tip. I like to add a little razzle dazzle at the tip, but at the end of the day it gets messed up anyway because of the mask. Alright, and then I take a brush. You could take a brush like this. You could take a brush like this. These are eyeshadow brushes, and literally just blend that mug out. And you're gonna see like why I don't really care that much about a perfect nose contour. I feel like my nose is low-key crooked. I feel like I have a bump. Those bristles were way too loose. It was making the product go everywhere. I'm realizing that I have like a bump on my nose that always tends to make my nose look crooked anyway. Whatever. Now we're at the point where we can bake. So we're gonna go back in with our Laura Mercier honey powder. I don't know what I was saying. I'm taking my regular beauty sponge. I'm tapping it in here, and I'm taking the excess and doing that. Well, now I got You see how it creased up in there? So I'm gonna go back real quick. That is why, one of the reasons why I'm getting filler. Okay. Ugh. If you've ever gotten under eye filler, let me know your thoughts. A lot of the people that I see that actually talk about it love it and feel like it brings like an instant rejuvenation to their face. I think it looks so fire if it's done right. Well, if it's done right, you really shouldn't know that it's been done, but whatever. What do I know? All right, we're gonna take a little bit more and we're just gonna skim down the bridge of the nose. Okay, we're gonna do the forehead. And for all intents and purposes today, we're doing the chin. Smile lines, which they need to be filled as well. I have a whole quote of how much filler I need and want, and it's like $3,000. Yeah. So I'll let this sit for a bit and I'll come back. Okay, this is the Makeup by Mario bronzer, the Soft Sculpt bronzer in the shade Dark. And this has like a red undertone to it. So I'm taking a really fat brush. I use all kinds of different brushes for this, honestly. Always tapping off the excess and just kind of giving that a good sculpt around the forehead. I don't really care that my forehead is big, but for all intents and purposes of beating my face, we're gonna tone the forehead down. I mean, I love bronzer. What can I say? Hitting those cheekbones. That jawline. That chin. Under the lip. Really accentuating that jawline. Giving you a slimmer appearing face. Especially in pictures. Some steps you gotta do just because they bring the whole look together. You know what I mean? I'm taking this Sephora Micro Smooth powder in the shade Deep. Doesn't put out a whole lot of coverage. However, it's going to, you'll see. I can't find the brush that I really want to use, or it might be dirty. Something that's going to allow the bristles to move about freely. That way you're not disrupting and moving around your liquid foundation that you have on underneath is the main thing. So the main things are really knowing your brushes, because I'm telling you, there was a point in time when I was using like one set of brushes, and then when I got a new set of brushes, my makeup game changed heavily. So always getting a new set of brushes or changing your brushes out, even if these brushes come from Amazon, some of them, you know, but I know when you really invest in your brushes, the outcome is always like so good. I'm gonna take this Milk Hydro Grip Set Refresh Spray, and I'm gonna give myself just a spray down before we continue layering our makeup. I really like to spray it around the mouth area because I do get those smile lines and I always have to sneeze. But try not to, you know. Okay, so let that dry down before you continue with anything having to do with complexion. The next thing we'll do is blush. I've been grabbing my BH Cosmetics Essential Bronze Palette. So like I said, I'm doing this BH Cosmetics Essential Bronze Palette. So here's a look at the palette. I hope the lighting is okay. So I really truly grab pretty much all of the rosy shades. Some of them have shimmer, some of them don't. And I've really been loving that because it gives like that 90s feel And you see how I'm grabbing the back of my cheekbone, or pretty much the highest point here. And then you remember back in the day, everybody would go for the apples of the cheek. Well, no, that ages you. So I'm grabbing the back here. And it is helpful to look dead on into a mirror. So if this was my mirror, I'd be looking dead into it. Especially for photos, you really want to know where to place your makeup. Because sometimes we're looking into a mirror, but we're not remembering that we're going to be taking photos. So you got to know how the light is going to hit you, the dark and the light. It's really important. Okay, so another tip that I learned recently on the internet is taking that same blush and just hitting your nose like this, and it gives that sun-kissed kind of glow. And then I'm gonna go back into my contour and I'm gonna grab some product and just hit the tip of my nose, which is gonna really tie together the nose contour. And then at this point, we can probably highlight. For highlight today, I went to grab this, the Soul Shimmering Body Powder. I think this came off the ColourPop website, to be honest. They really did it with this packaging, because this really was just, the mirror is so big, this really made me want to buy it. So I do have like a standard highlighting brush that I love to use, which is this one. You see how it's domed, but the bristles do move, but it's so old. All right, so yeah, like I was saying before I got cut off, the Caudalie. You can spray that directly onto the bristles of your brush. Get up in there. This is one of those, it's not necessarily powdery, it's kind of like jelly at the same time, this particular highlighter. So you really do have to be careful with it, because it could do you in, and it could disrupt your complexion that you did. But if you're careful, it'll be all right. But yeah, and just keep going in until you see what you want to see. There's like no rules to that. Okay, so if you really want to make the nose pop, just hit the tip of your nose with the highlight powder, and in pictures it will give you that like baby doll nose situation. So you see how that's all wet looking and bronzy and stuff. I'll go back in with my Milk Makeup Spray, and that's also going to make the highlight come through like 10 times more. Next, I'm going in with my mascara, which is the L'Oreal Paris. Now, as far as this step, this is just something I did the other day. I put my mascara on. I'm not going to sit on here and do mascara, but I'm going to tell you this real quick. I put my mascara on, and then I put on my lashes, and I did my lips. And something about doing that instead of putting on like liner and all of that made my face pop crazy. Like, it was almost like it was unexpected, because you know everybody's gonna put on their liquid liner and do their little wing and their cat eye and stuff, but the fact that it just pulled together. I think all of y'all know how to put on lashes, but if not, that'll, you know, just let me know in the comments, and that can be an in-depth video, because I just look down into a mirror and put them on. But you gotta let them sit and get tacky. If not, even if not, sometimes they still be everywhere. Okay guys, I'm gonna take this brown ColourPop lip liner, and this is in the shade, honestly I think it has rubbed off, but I don't know. It was either BFF2 or BFF3. And I always overline my lips. I did have lip filler at one point, but I always had this strong Cupid's bow, but the lip filler was about 2 years ago. So I don't think, there's not a whole lot left. There's a little bit in the top lip left, but it's like right there. But my bottom lip, gone. My lip gloss that I sell, and it is in the shade Skin, and it is like a caramel nude. So check my website. It'll be linked in the description. And get you some lip gloss. And I have I have like 9 different shades, honey. So you can't tell me nothing about, oh, this don't match me. No mamas. No mamas. No mamas. No mamas. It's even a clear with glitter in it. Girl, stop. And this ain't the type of gloss where you're gonna feel the glitter. You're not gonna feel it. It's just gonna pop, 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 pop. I am so sorry I didn't make an outro, y'all. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.